What a way to start this fucking. What a way to start this thing. If you guys heard that, my brother says shut the fuck up the moment it started. Sorry. Actually, what I'm gonna. Okay, so I thought he was playing Rust, but he's not. He's playing something else. But I thought it was Rust, and he was just yelling at his friend the whole time. But no, he's playing Cold War. So it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Anyway, smells like a cat in here because there's a cat right next to me. Hi, Taffy. Anyway, moving on, guys. Okay, so last time we left off, Aizawa just fucking died. Izuku killed him, not in cold blood, but in a peaceful way. He killed him, telling him that he was the best teacher he could ever ask for. As Izuku would pull out the blade, and he would promise to Aizawa's dead body that he will bury him in this in this town. Oh, also Shinzo's there. Nah, I feel like Shinzo wouldn't be there. Really? I feel like he's not. Yeah, no, because I can't really figure out a thing to really. I don't want to kill Shinzo. All right, I don't want to kill him. All right, because I got everyone else kind of planned, but you know, I didn't really think about Shinzo at all. So we're not gonna kill him. Shinzo gets to live. Good for him. Anyway, moving on from that. You know, Midnight. She died at the start. I didn't really have a way of killing her. Like Izuku, just like let's say Sam. Let's get Sam another kill under his belt. Just immediately like saw her trying to use her quirk and then just immediately shot an arrow right through her head. So Sam got 2 kills under his belt, bro. As you know, let's go to Todoroki. Todoroki's running up like he's like fighting. He's trying to fight, you know, but there's no one really to fight. Like everyone else is like dying around him. As you know, as he's like, I think if I burn these houses down, then we could we could cause a commotion, and then they'll have to kind of have to retreat and save their stuff, right? Yeah, that would work. As you know, he would set a single house on fire. As you know, someone inside, you know, they're just sitting there, chillaxing, they're hanging out. As you know, they feel it's getting a little hot in here, and they see that their house is starting to go on fire. You know, he would put it out, and he would go outside, put out the rest. As Todoroki would look at him and see that this person looks a lot like Dream, just wearing blue, which kept him in shock long enough for him to get out the fire. As you know, he would look at him and say, "Were you the one who started this fire?" As Todoroki was like, "What the fuck? Another Izuku? Huh? Who are you calling Izuku? I'm not that guy. You know what? Just for trying to just for trying to burn down my house, you know, assuming I was someone else." He would pull out a sword and say, I guess I'll just kill you so then that won't happen again. As Todoroki's like, fuck no. As you know, he would shoot ice at him, but to no avail. The guy was, even though, you know, he's pretty lazy and pretty just laid back, usually doesn't like talking to people, he had incredible speeds and just immediately had his sword up to his neck, Todoroki's neck, and just cut his head off. No, let's make it a bit more gruesome. Bro, nah. he would slit his throat open as Todoroki would immediately grab onto his throat, not even thinking about throwing another attack at him. As he would get to his knees as Daydream would continue to raise up his sword and just kind of plunge the sword into the top of Todoroki's head down the rest of his body. As he would pull it out, like pretty much the whole blade went in there, pretty much. As he would pull it out, as you know, his blade would be covered in blood, and Todoroki just falls to the ground dead. As he's like, As he would look out and he's like, so this was what all the commotion was about. I guess I should join. As you know, now Daydream has joined the battle. That's an epic sticky trap. Sorry. Sorry about that. My brother won't shut the fuck up. Moving on. Let's go to President Mike, who's fighting off people. Let's say who's left. We got Quackity. Yeah, let's say Quackity. He's going against one loud person against another loud person. Bazinga! Anyway. Quackity with an axe and Mike with his, his quirk. What did I make Quackity's? Disguise. He has disguise. Yeah. He disguises practically anyone. As, he would be fighting him. As, neither of them will be capable of landing any hits on each other. Like Quackity would dodge, but, Quackity wouldn't get enough time to get close enough to land an attack on President Mike. As you know, President Mike is getting tired, and so is Quackity, and all of a sudden, just straight into Mike's arm was an arrow, just going straight into him. As Mike would grunt in pain, as Quackity would see this as his opportunity, and he would just book it towards Mike. As Mike was too paying attention to the arrow that he didn't have enough time to react, as Quackity would plunge the axe right into his neck, going like halfway through it, as he would pull it out, as President Mike would fall to the ground dead. As many other heroes start coming in, getting killed. Oh yeah, Nejire. How should we kill Nejire? Well, Nejire is kind of floating around, so we're gonna give him and let's say Nejire and Sam. Yeah, Nejire and Sam. So Nejire would try to instantaneously go to Sam, which this is his first fight, because I forgot Nejire for a sec. This is his first fight. As he would instantaneously be firing at her as she would dodge the arrows. As she would get up to him and try to attack, but Sam would seem to be very, very, just very movative. Like, she can't really land a hit on him. Like, he would slip through at anything. As Sam would fire another arrow after an arrow, as without Nejire looking, he would cut his hand, actually his finger, with the tip of an arrow. He would load it into his bow, and Nejire, not having time to react, it would go. The arrow would go straight through her heart and would explode, destroying, like making a huge hole in the middle of her body, as she would fall to the ground dead. Sam was breathing a bit because he was, he was taking some, he got hit. Definitely got hit a bit, but he was also dodging a lot, and he had to constantly fire an arrow after arrow. Yeah, well, and also yes, similar to Creeper, he would still have the capabilities of like a creeper, like making explosives. But the difference is with him is that it's his blood that's explosive. So he just put a bit of his blood on it. So yeah, as the heroes, they'd be slaughtered. They would begin to be slaughtered by everyone. What? Sorry about that. My brother just came in. But yeah. As you know, the heroes were being slaughtered as we'll go to Bakugo, who was fighting Kripa, which they were fighting each other, and they've been going on for a pretty long time now. They immediately started fighting each other. As Kripa, having somewhat of a resistance to explosions, was technically more better shape than Bakugo. Bakugo would be covered in cuts and bruises and all that. Well, Kripa would be not really standing pretty okay. She just didn't. She had a couple burns on her here and there, but nothing really too severe. Everything seemed pretty fine to her. As Kripa would try to end up with the finishing blow, but something would happen, which Kripa wasn't expecting. Bakugo would end up using One for All to, let's say he has 100 by this point, and let's say up to like pretty much 100, yeah. Just like pretty much heavy hits him. Not him, her. Sorry. Straight in the stomach. Which she wouldn't go flying though. But she would be right there, and it would seem that because her netherite armor saved her from going flying. No knockback, but it would make a huge crack in it. As she would spit out saliva as Bakugo would get a grip of her and hold, as he would grab her sword and hold the sword up to her neck. As Izuku was right there, right in front of him, and he's like, and Bakugo would scream out, "Izuku, if you don't get your ass over here and let me kill you, your precious little girlfriends will die." With Izuku standing there, completely pissed off, he is like mad beyond belief. As Izuku's mask seemed to break, or shall we say, shatter in some way. It would create cracks. It would form. Hold up. It would form an X and a D on it. As wings. Hold up. Let me try to look at this picture. As wings would pierce through his back. As Bakugo was standing there in shock. And we're gonna end up that right there, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. And have a very nice, I guess for me, night. So, bye.